Hey everybody, Redbattitude here, and for today's video I thought I would try to do something just a little different. As you may have guessed, I'm going to be touching on some of the changes from the October 4th balance patch as they pertain to the Bladesworn. Getting started, we have Shake It Off, reduced ammunition count from 2 to 1, reduced recharge from 75 to 30 seconds, and this skill now breaks allies out of stuns in addition to its other effects. So they start us off with the bad news being the ammunition count being reduced from 2 to 1. This looks bad on paper, but in the end I feel it's actually a pretty good change when you continue further and see that the recharge has been reduced from 75 to 30 seconds. I often found myself holding on to a charge while I was fighting anyway, so every 30 seconds is probably about all you're going to need out of this, and if you needed it more often than that, you were probably going to die anyway. And in addition, we now are able to break stuns for our teams if we are within the area of effect for them. So all in all, I feel like the changes to Shake It Off far outweigh what we lose, and I think it's a pretty good change. Next we have Tactical Reload. This skill now only recharges Bladesworn skills instead of all warrior ammunition skills. Now, I'll admit this did kind of hurt when I first read it, but I do see the reasoning behind it. I'm sure being able to reload our shouts, while it gave us a lot of extra synergy, was probably dishing out a bit too much support for a damaged class. This does open up the options for experimenting with other elite skills, which is a good thing. I myself have continued to use Tactical Reload because I do like having an extra Gunsaber 5 break step, which is the dash, to get away if I really need it. Next we have Dragon Trigger, fixed a bug that caused the skill to have a shorter cooldown than expected. Basically what was going on with this is if you happen to use one of your Dragon Slashes immediately going into Dragon Trigger, it would only go on a 3 or 4 second cooldown instead of the full 8, and now it is working as they intended. And finally, we have Dragon Scale Defense, fixed a bug that caused this trait to have a shorter cooldown than expected. This trait now grants protection instead of stability, and reduced internal cooldown from 60 seconds to 15 seconds. So we have a bug fix, which is good. We have a reduced cooldown, which is great. But the big takeaway here is that we now gain protection instead of stability, and that is a little tough to take because stability is kind of hard to come by, but it also opens up some big play potential, especially in Bladesworn versus Bladesworn, because if you get your Dragon Slash off before the other guy, they will get interrupted and lose theirs. So it could be kind of fun, but also have to be a little smarter with the Dragon Slashes, and in a way, I think that's actually a good thing. In conclusion, I feel these changes are really good as a whole. Even the negative changes aren't that bad, and I think they will help bring the Bladesworn more in line so that we will hopefully have more diversity in PvP, which is always a good thing. Since the changes, I have not seen any Bladesworns running around other than myself. I personally am sticking with it right now, as, pardon the pun, it just seems to flow better for me, and I really enjoy playing the Bladesworn. I have tinkered with my build ever so slightly, which you may have noticed in the background, and that link will be in the description as well if you want to see exactly what I put in there, and I hope you enjoyed my take on the Bladesworn changes.